Hi math friends. All right, today I need you to get your math notebook. You also need to get your volume 2 math book. Don't open your volume 2 math book yet. We're gonna do a couple problems. I'm gonna teach you some things in your math notebook and then we'll go from there, okay? So you should have your math notebook open to a blank page. I am gonna teach you a couple different strategies. And I want to tell you something. In 3rd grade, that's my job. I'm going to teach you a lot of different ways to solve math problems. Sometimes you're going to love them and want to use them. Sometimes you might really dislike them. They might confuse you, and that's okay. My job is to teach you all the strategies, and then you pick which one works best for you, okay? All right, so here we go. You should have your blank page in your math notebook, and I want you to go ahead and kind of divide your notebook up just like my board is. So you should have a chunk down here and 2 chunks over here. So the first strategy that I'm going to teach you is called Make a 10 strategy. Now, in Make a 10 strategy, we want to make friendly numbers. Friendly numbers are numbers that end with a 0 or when we count by tens, right? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Those are all friendly numbers, okay? So go ahead and write this problem, 325 plus 125. We're going to start with 325 and we want to make that a friendly number. It doesn't end in a 0. We want it to end in a 0. So if you think about 325, what can we add to 325 to make it a friendly number? 325 is really close to what? 10? No. 20? No. 30? Yes. So if we have 325, what can we add to 325 to make it that friendly number, 330? Okay, I'm gonna give you some think time. 325, and we're trying to get to 330. We would add 5 more, right? So that's kind of like I'm taking that 5 from 125. So I have 325 plus 5, and now I've got my friendly number, right? So now I have 330. Now since I took that 5 away from 125, now it's kind of like I have a new number. It's kind of like I have 120. So let's think about some more friendly numbers. What's an easy way to add here? So we have 330 now, and we need to add 120 more. Would it be easy if I just took the 100? Could you add 330 plus 100 in your head pretty quickly? I hope so. 330 plus 100, write it, the problem, and then what would you get there? You should get 430. So now we've used our 100 and we just have 20 left. 430 plus 20 equals what? That should be easier than adding 325 plus 125. You should be able to add this pretty quickly in your head or stack it, whatever works for you. But you should, when you are done, you should get 450. Okay, now remember what I said, how sometimes these strategies we don't like, sometimes we like them. This one's not my favorite. And if you're like me, you might be a little confused right now. Take a breath because remember, that's my job, not to confuse you, but to teach you strategies, because everybody's brain is different. So you might love this strategy or you might not like it, okay? But that's called the make a 10 strategy. So then let's move on, and I want you to go ahead and write this one. And remember, you should be kind of doing it along with me, the adding on strategy. So we're going to do the same problem, and we already solved it. So we know we should get 450 if we did it correctly, right? So with the adding on strategy, we're kind of doing the same thing where we're breaking apart the number. And we're going to look, so we're going to keep 325, and we're going to break apart 125. And we're going to add those pieces on to our number. So we're going to start with the hundreds. And in 125, how many hundreds do you have? And that's kind of like what we did here. 100. So if you add 325 plus 100, you should get what? 425. So now we added our hundreds. What are we going to add next? Our tens. So 2 tens is the same as what big number? Well, let's count. 10, 20. So we have 425 plus 20. Now remember, you should be writing that down. And can you solve that? What is 425 plus 20? You should have gotten 445. So we're adding on. We added our hundreds. We added